welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. I am an American expat living in England, and I plan to post videos about my expat journey here in the UK, as well as some home DIYs and some motherhood videos. So join the family, hit subscribe. So today I was taking a walk through the countryside, like a lunchtime walk, and I came across this beautiful manor in the background, and I figured, you know what, let me sit in front of this house while I'm cooling down and talk to you guys about why I enjoy living in the UK so much. Honestly, I could talk for days and give you hundreds of reasons why I really enjoy living in the UK, but I'll try to, for the sake of this video, just keep it to maybe 5 or 6 reasons. I would say my number one reason for loving the UK so much is the free healthcare. Free healthcare. When I lived in the US, I had excellent insurance. It covered most things, and my out-of-pocket costs were not that expensive. I honestly can't remember because it's been so long. But here, obviously, it's free healthcare, but you do have to pay into it from your taxes. So it's not entirely free. So once you pay your taxes, though, however, your services are completely free. So if you have to go get regular checkups, blood tests, hospital visits, hospital stays, surgery, if you have to call the ambulance, everything is free. You'll never have to pay a copay, and you'll never get a doctor's bill. How that benefited me, well, when I moved here, right before I moved here, I was diagnosed with endometriosis, which required quite a few surgeries. So from my diagnosis up until now, I think I had 4 surgeries. One of them was in the US. My out-of-pocket cost for that surgery was $1,500. The surgeries I've had here in the UK, I've had 2 or 3 of them under the NHS, completely free, and I've had 1 private, so I do have insurance here as well. And the private cost for my surgery, I think I paid £25. So you can see that the cost here, I mean, obviously there's no comparison. Free is good, right? But one of the biggest benefits for having free health insurance here was fertility treatments. So because of the endometriosis, I had to get fertility treatments, and I ended up doing IVF. And I also ended up freezing my eggs for the future. And all of that, believe it or not, was completely free. My IVF journey, anybody who has done IVF, you know how expensive the actual IVF itself, plus the cost of medication, it's incredibly expensive. But here I was able to do it for free. And if you guys want me to do an in-depth video on my IVF process, comment below and I'll follow up with another video. So yeah, so that's my number one reason for loving the UK, is the free healthcare. I mean, I think healthcare should be a right for citizens of a country. I mean, I won't get into the politics of it, but honestly, if you're living in a country and you're paying taxes, you should have access to good healthcare, right? So that's how I feel about it. Number 2 reason, green spaces. Oh, there's so much green space here, so much protected green space. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I can literally leave my house and just walk for hours on hiking trails, beautiful wildflower meadows, rivers, streams. I love that the government protects the green space. And even when it's privately owned, like farms or like this manor, for example, there's usually a public footpath that runs through the property where the public is allowed by law to actually access the property and enjoy the green space. Obviously, I can't think of anywhere like that in the US, because if you trespass on somebody's property in the US, you know you could get in trouble, you could get shot, arrested. But here it's different. Like the government has made allowances for people to have access to the country. So even if you own a property like this, the public would still be able to access it. My number 3 reason for loving the UK, work-life balance. Work-life balance. Listen, the holiday allocation here is incredible. So I actually wrote down some facts and figures for this. So the average holiday allocated in the USA, in America, is 10 days per year. And holidays in the US are often accrued, meaning that you have to work at your workplace for a certain number of time before you can take holiday. And it's not obligated by law that your employer has to pay you for your time off. Crazy, right? In the UK, however, the minimum number of days allocated for holiday, including public holidays, is 28 days. And by law, your employer has to pay you for these days. So at a minimum in the UK, you have a 28 days off paid. And that's if you work a 5-day work week. So the average number of holidays here in the UK is 33 and a half days. So people are taking on average 33 and a half days off paid. Now, if that is not work-life balance, like, come on. And the thing is that people actually take holidays here. People actually at work, I'll say, well, I'm going on annual leave for 2 weeks, and they'll take the whole 2 weeks off and they'll travel around the UK or travel into Europe. And it's not a case where my American counterparts, I said them take a week off and they'll end up working anyway. They'll still be online and they'll still work. So here people really respect that time off from work to spend with family. And I really like that. Speaking of leave, where are we? Number 5, 6 reason? I've lost count. But the next reason why I really enjoy living in the UK is maternity leave. So if you think holidays were great, maternity leave, you get an entire year off. An entire year off. I took a year off 2 years ago when I had my son, and it was paid the entire year. The sun is in my face, so let me move real quick. Yeah, so 2 years ago I took off and I had my son. I took off for an entire year. I was paid the entire year, and that's a benefit that I just, oh my god, like, I should do a whole video on maternity leave and the services that the government provides for new moms. I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that, because yes, the government pays a part of that leave time, and your employee pays a part of it as well. And then they also pay for clinics and like early childhood development centers and things for you to take your child, and counseling for new moms. Oh yeah, I'll definitely do a separate video on the maternity leave policies here. So I think we're at number 7, reason why I like to live in the UK. Cheaper education. Cheaper education. So I've actually researched this as well. An undergraduate degree in the US, you're looking to pay from $18,000 to $50,000 per year, depending on the institution, whether it's private or public. In the UK, the maximum cost of an undergraduate degree is £9,250, which equates to about 12,000 US. So the US, it starts at 18,000 up to 50, and the UK, the max is $12,000. Crazy, right? The sun. So sorry I had to move, for the sun was in my face. But yeah, I was saying, obviously when I moved here I already had my undergraduate degree, but what I did study here, I did my MBA here, and I can't remember the cost right now, but I think I did a 2-year program and it cost about £25,000. Whereas when I researched the cost in the US, you're looking at spending between $60,000 to $100,000, depending on the school, obviously. The program I did here at the time, it was the number 2 distant learning program in the country. So I think, for £25,000, that was definitely a steal. So, final reason why I enjoy living in the UK so much. Travel. Oh my, I think that's the reason I moved here in the first place. I really enjoy traveling, and prior to COVID, we traveled so much and for so cheap. The cheapest price I've paid for a plane ticket was £9. £9, that's under $20. And we flew to Germany for £9 a few years ago. I've traveled to Spain, to Italy, Portugal, all over Europe, Croatia, you name it, and it's always inexpensive. Before COVID, Europe was so accessible. You could just literally spend your weekends in a different country. That was definitely the highlight for me moving here. I think one of the cheapest trips we've done, we went to Greece a few years ago, and I think that trip was under £250, and that included plane fare, hotel, and rent a car. And we were in Greece for 5 days for under £250 for 2 people. So just to give you an idea of how cheap travel used to be. I'm hoping that it gets back to that at some point. After this whole COVID nightmare passes over, and then we can get back into traveling. But yeah, That's me. That's some of the reasons why I enjoy living here. Like, I feel like I could sit here for 2 days and give you hundreds of reasons why it's so great to live here. Yeah, if you want to learn anything more about expat life in the UK, please leave me a comment below. I think I'm going to do a video on the maternity leave policy and my IVF journey if you're interested. And I'll probably do some videos like give you a house tour to show you what houses here look like. So if you're interested in any of that information, hit subscribe and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.